Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the advanced character of our world around us, and this time we will look at some numbers, and we should see the truth. And the truth is that in such countries like United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, also some Far Eastern countries, here I refer to the countries that went mad the most or almost the most in during last few years when the imaginary fight against the imaginary war, I would say, against a small Chinese friend was waged, and many people were forced to take some chemicals that were presented to them as medicaments, but we see disease was so dangerous that one had to be tested to see if one is sick, but so-called medicament was so good that one had to be intimidated to take it, and many people got intimidated and many people took it in many countries. And in these countries, surprisingly, now we observe incredible increase in number of deaths, especially now this year, although it happened already in the previous year, the increase of the deaths in many age groups, but now we see that increase actually covers every age group, and it's really huge, like 16 to 25% with respect to 5 years average. And this 5 years average already contains within itself the deaths, excess deaths that were caused mainly due to the irresponsible and illogic politics that many countries undertook during these crazy years when this imaginary war against small Chinese friend was waged. So we see that the increase with respect to the normal 5 years average of deaths within these countries is even larger if we take this into account what I said now. So the reason of this excess, in my opinion, is simple. We have to connect simple facts and don't listen to media, the people in media, that they would like us to forget about this, what was happening, and they also try to rewrite the newest history. That's why I mentioned long-term and short-term memory are equally important, because they want to say that all of these chemicals were not mandatory, that everything only the matter of choice, of personal choice. So why so many people lost jobs if when they had different opinion than the government and corporations? That's why we should remember, because if we stop remembering, we will have even worse repetition of this crazy and sad farce that was happening for last few years, and for many people ended badly or even tragically for millions of people. So it's not normal, and we should press how much we can to drag these people to the courts and simply take consequences of their action, because as Thomas Sowell, a very wise older man, says that the worst people are the people who are not taking any consequences of their actions. Their actions do not meet any consequences. So even simply speaking, how can they learn? How can they know that they are doing something bad if their actions do not meet the consequences they deserve? This is one thing. And the second thing, with respect to our especially Western European countries, as we people from Central and Eastern Europe, we should realize that they always have somebody to sell for peace, somebody to offer to Russia or to Germans, when there are periods of time that these nations in Eastern and Central Europe are under the occupation, Western European states can always finance some resistance against either Russia or Germany, depends who occupies this territory, and they can make these two monsters, Germany and Russia, busy with us, and after these countries have Russia and Germany bad moments in history, and for short time Eastern and Central European countries are liberated, Western countries can always pretend the good ones, supporters and so on, but in fact they are just simply sucking our economy and using our labor force to keep their standards and play with their own stupid ideologies and not to work. And that's why we should form the union from Norway to Greece and to separate two monsters from each other, I mean Germany and Russia, and simply ignore the Western countries because they have nothing to offer to us. They have only these stupid ideologies now. They are simply going into the spiral of cultural and demographical destruction, and and I hope soon we will finally take care of ourselves and forget about it. And we should collaborate as a military and economical collaboration on the broad scale, and collaborate together just to resist, as I mentioned, Eastern and Western monsters. So Russia and Germany, respectively. And that's it. This is the only way, because West always can sell us for peace and for their comfortable life, and they are doing it. We should learn from the history. And as I mentioned, long-term and short-term memory is equally important. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.